You guys, first of all, today is Coach Lakia's birthday, and I still stay committed. I'm here, literally, actually trying to catch my breath. Trying to catch my breath. My day has been nonstop in the very best of ways. Woo! Mm, oh my God. I wanted to get this part out of my. Can't even talk straight. Just try to get this part of my day, keep that commitment. I hope everybody's doing well on this beautiful, blessed day that a queen was surely born. Okay. Okay. I got two phones. I'm looking at my personal phone right now because so many messages. But yeah, I'm just giving a moment for everybody to drop in. And of course, as with any Ask Lakia Live, if you have any questions to help you in your situation, emotional maturity, psychology, shoot it down here. I'll see it and I'm at your service. Okay. Other than that, I'll talk about the subtopic, how the discard is actually a blessing, especially when you leave it at that. Okay. Here's the thing. Sometimes people think removing themselves from a situation is the best way to hurt you when they're actually helping you. You know, narcissists and runners and avoidant type personalities, they'll come, make a bunch of messes in your life basically, and they feel like they're leaving you in a burning house basically. So they're like, yeah, I'm gonna discard this person and like the house is gonna burn to a crisp. But there's a couple ways we can look at that situation, because I've been pondering on it myself. First of all, the house is not burning when the narcissists leave because they're the fucking fire. See, they don't understand, like, look, you're taking your fire with you. Now, what I might have here is some cleanup. After you've had a fire, there's a cleanup. You have to clean the air and, the ashes and anything that got burnt. You may want to replace that. You know what I'm saying? But the fire left with the narcissist. And if anything, the time away for them actually is when you can get the healing. Because the more you're not with them, which is why we promote the no contact, the more you can come off of the energy you were in while you were with them. You see what I'm saying? It gives you a fighting chance to break a trauma bond, to even acknowledge that you have one, to do work, meaningful healing work without them being in your energy sphere. So the worst thing they can do is actually leave a person alone. It's like, oh, well, now I can actually reconnect to myself. Now I can actually hear myself. Now I'm not adding more chaos. There's not additional residuals to be clearing up because you're removed out of the damn picture. They think they're hurting you when they remove, and they're actually blessing you at that point because you were the problem, buddy. And of course, I'm not trying to dump everything on a narcissist because we have to choose and give people permission to, be in our life in a certain way. But it certainly doesn't make it easy, even once you acknowledge it, if that person is still too close to your energy. So the discard is actually a good thing because we do need an ending. The thing is, to them, it may not be a permanent ending. It just may be a way for them to negate responsibilities, to run away from addressing issues, to just try to be out of spiteful, just try to hurt you if they feel like you're codependent. See, that's the thing that I've been talking about for years on this channel, about how pretty much narcissists will probably underestimate the person that they're manipulating because, first of all, that's how they feel bold enough to come into your life to manipulate you. But oftentimes, they'll meet their match. They're not really manipulating a person. They're just exposing themselves and exiting themselves out of your kingdom. But they think they're getting one up and they're really hurting themselves. They're really hurting themselves. But the discard, it's a good thing. A lot of people, they get upset, this person broke up with me, but they're treating you like shit. It's not reciprocal. It's not working out anyway, and they're not doing the work. So it's a good thing that they're leaving. The whole thing is to keep it that way and to not get in those perpetual states of letting this person come back, because they think the discard will give you time to cool down. You real pissed off on day one and for quite some time, depending on what was going on in your situation. And then they think you'll calm down and you'll soften up, and then your temperature is not as high. Then they might be able to get a foot in, which to them mean, if I can get a foot in with this person, that's all I need. I'll get back in with them. Watch me work my manipulation yet again. But yeah, I have a lot of notifications going on. The thing is just allowing that to happen. Allow the discard and accept it. It's a powerful thing when you can say, I accept your rejection. I don't need to be accepted by people like you. Yeah, my thing is telling me I have 20% left. That's a beautiful place to be in. Like, my apology, like, if somebody want to go. If you want to stay, you can stay if it works for me. But if you want to go. I'm not going to be chasing after anybody. It doesn't matter what title they held in my life. If they're stupid enough to leave the relationship by the wayside, then I guess you must be big and bad enough to take the consequences that's going to come with that. Everything happens for a reason. But the discard end up biting them. They give you chances to meet other healthy people. They give you a chance to replace them with a healthy option. They do a lot of stuff, and the discards will actually come back to bite them in the ass. They think they're doing this cycle of abuse, and wait, what you coming back? Because the thing is, when they come back to you, they think they're coming back to the same version. You're not going to wise up. You're not going to be on to them. You're not going to eventually choose better. You're not going to, you just exit out of this. Take yourself out of the equation. There's nothing for you to be coming back to anymore. You done showed your ass and I seen enough. What you mean? You trying to love bomb me again? Ain't nothing to love bomb over here. They'll be playing themselves. They play around and play themselves, CK says, happy birthday. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I know I don't look like it, but I'm 42 years old today. 42 years young. So, very thankful. I'm very thankful for every second that God grants me, honestly. But I know that, He's doing it for a reason. He has a purpose for my life. And I cooperate with Him fully. And I know when I'm doing that, He gonna protect me. He's like, well, no. I'm not gonna let somebody just come F with you on a certain level here, because you're special. I have plans for you. I'm not gonna let some lowrider come intercept that. You know what I'm saying? And that same thing goes for you guys out there who are of the light. God has a special purpose for your life, and His intention isn't to let that narcissist ruin you, but it can help thicken your skin. It can help, increase your emotional maturity, help reconnect you with yourself and Him, because that's what usually happens when you come into contact with that level of evilness. It will hopefully provoke the spirituality inside of you and ground you in that type of way. But a discard can be a beautiful thing. It'll allow you to see what life is like without that energy with you. It's just sometimes initially when someone is heightened in a most negative way out of codependency and just out of their trauma from the experience, it may take them a moment There's confirmation. It could take a person a moment to allow their emotions to catch up with their logic. Oftentimes, emotions, are lagging behind the logic. But if you're emotionally mature, you'll understand that. And that's why I've made so many videos on helping people in the very beginning phases of healing from narcissistic abuse or getting out of a very traumatic situation. Because if you go in with your eyes wide open to understand that you had possibly an addiction and some other really toxic things going on with you, and they might try to take the steering wheel in your life again, but you can absolutely deny it. You can absolutely deny it. That's just like having a piece of chocolate cake in front of you, but you committed to a certain diet temporarily or forever, whatever the case may be. And you shouldn't be eating that, and you have to choose another option. There's millions of other things you can eat. You don't have to let that chocolate cake, you don't have to give in to that. So it's a similar type of thing. It's a similar type of thing. It's a similar type of thing. Yeah. So I don't want you guys, people throughout the years, they've been so brokenhearted over the discard part of things. And I think, to a lot of people, it could be triggering some abandonment issues. And also it's pulling on your heartstrings because you were truly emotionally invested in a situation where a person was just playing with your feelings and emotions. But when you start really just taking in the logic, the facts of that, and knowing what love really is and what that is a display of, and what you actually deserve, then it won't matter how much I love this person. It won't matter how much of a hopes I had for this situation, because I can't plant a healthy seed here. I'm not going to ever get that healthy relationship here. So it's going to be best if it had to be a Band-Aid ripped off where they just ghosted you out of nowhere, especially in those type of situations. When people ghost you and stuff, trust, the saying is true. God's rejection is your protection. If they allowed that toxic person for their attention to go elsewhere, it wasn't to make you feel insignificant. It was so that you would not be vibrating. Maybe in a little bit. I'm going to change the filter and put a little clarifier in it, just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to vacuum a little bit because you guys haven't been in it in a few days. So just give me a moment, okay? Close my door. It wasn't for you to be like, well, what's wrong with me? Or, yada, yada, yada. It was so that you could be shielded from that, so just having that wrong thought really makes a difference to perceptions. And you know what, that's somebody else's problem now. And chances are that new person may have to learn some similar lessons that you've already graduated from. And that's how narcissists get you. So when they start bouncing around to other people who may have to find out, and they'll be at their different levels of emotional maturity. They might find someone and that person is like one and done with them. And then it may be someone else that may go into cycles of abuse with them. But either way, the narcissist is going to teach people to have healthy boundaries and what the hell they don't want in a relationship. So, the discard, you need to be, you don't want to you don't want to look appealing to those type of people. If anything, I want a narcissist to look at me and not feel like, yeah, that's prime meat right there. I wanted them to feel like, you know what, that's too much work. I need an easier target. Like, this person is just too much on the ball. They notice too damn much. Like, I'm not trying to really have to work that hard. I don't even want to pretend for that long. Like, I want it to be a nuisance, that's what you want. And when you outgrow these relationships, or when they reveal their hand and end up discarding you for various reasons, take that as a blessing. Maybe you've elevated. They're realizing they can't play you. It's too much work. Like, I got to go to an easier target. And that's why a lot of times people are like, well, look at the person they went to. Of course. How long are they going to be able to stay with a high vibrational person? Or even if they met you in a more lower state because they came in when you were vulnerable, you just got a divorce, or you just left another narcissist, or you had a death in the family, or something that just kind of made you a little bit vulnerable and not as keen in that moment, going through some serious life changes. Those are the times, a lot of times, they might swoop in, you know. But once you get your clarity, you get your mind back, and God is not going to allow his people to be used like that forever. Like, he'll let you go through a season of it, but it's only to refine you and make you stronger. It was not even really to hurt you. Yeah, your feelings got hurt a little bit, but it didn't kill you. It made you stronger. It's kind of like that to God. Like, yeah, you had to go through some storms, and maybe, you lost that battle, but you're going to win the war, because I didn't want you to win the battle in that way. Winning the battle to you in these situations could have been the relationship working out. You stand with this person when he has something so much better in store for you. He wants you to win the battle in another way. The battle, the spiritual battle, and, the battle of your self-esteem and your self-worth. The battle of you staying on your journey and not being distracted and, being pulled away from his best for your life. So, let people go. Like, man, my cutoff game has been immaculate. Like, it might even make that narcissist think you ain't never give a fuck about them. But that's not the case. I give a fuck about myself first and foremost. I give a fuck about what brings me peace secondly. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, like, the BS that people try to, the games, because they're discarding you temporarily, and they have the audacity to think after they show their black asses they even have a chance to come back and do that shit again. Especially for those of you who have had multiple cycles. Like, it snaps eventually. You graduate, right? Someone said one of God chosen, their username is one of God chosen vessels, says, "Hey Lakia, long time, pray all is well, be blessed." Yeah, all is very well, sweetie. All is very well with me. Can you see it? Look, y'all can't feel the energy. Coach Lakia is doing damn good. I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in my life, but I'm standing stronger than ever. I feel more beautiful than ever. I feel more solid than ever. I feel more love than ever. And that's because it's an inside job. You know what I'm saying? It's an inside job. And yeah, it's an inside job. That's the best way I could put it. But I don't get caught up in the comings and goings of people anymore. I don't care what level. I could be married. I could have been married to this person. If people want to go, I let them go. And I often realize, and I had to learn this a long time ago, that when people leave like that, they're doing you a favor, especially when they are in so much toxicity. One of God chosen vessels says, glowing. Yeah, I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling so much calmer now that I got on here. I'm telling you, like, I probably had packed too much in my day so far. And God was like, girl, you better take several seats and take a few breaths. You just turned 42. Not that I'm old, but you ain't no 18-year-old college student. Even if you got your red cup, right? Yeah, CK says, we see you. Yes, baby, yes. And I took a little birthday photo shoot. If you guys follow me on the Facebook support group, I'll post some pictures there. Some of subscribers follow me actually on my personal one. You'll see it there. If you follow me on on Instagram, I'll do it there. But you know what? I do need to post more on the community tab of YouTube, because you can post pictures and stuff there. I have to start doing it as a part of just even marketing and communicating with you guys more. I know I have to get better at using all the tools with social media to stay connected with you guys. But yeah, I just don't want people down and out. Like, the discard, like, thank you. The trash took us. Like, if the person can leave you without you having to be the one to do it, that's the best case scenario. just keep it that way. Like, make it real gray rock. Block people if you have to, or just do not answer any more messages. Don't let them back in. They already did the first easy step. The whole thing is you will always have the upper hand, especially over time with a narcissist, because you change and they don't. You change and they don't. They're doing the same shit. You'll feel psychic after a while, premeditating their dumb shit. But you'll evolve and you'll outgrow it. It's like, that's when you just have to be careful, because that's why they say new levels, new devils. Like, the other side of the team would try to send you a more sophisticated narcissist. So just be careful. You might see past those ones, but then, they'll be like, oh, really? Well, let's throw this one at her. Let's throw this one at him. Let's throw this one. It's just a never ending cycle, but it just challenges you to increase that emotional maturity. Like, when you do that and you're not in a codependent, needy energy, when you can stand on yourself, like, I'm an introverted person. I may have this YouTube channel. I may share some family outings and stuff on social media, but generally speaking, I'm a very, very introverted person. And if someone would have told me that I would be this way in my 20s, I would have been like, really? Because I was just this social butterfly. Always here and there and doing this and that. But the older I've gotten, and God set it up that way for me, and I comply with that, and I completely understand why. Like, it's enough dealing with your own energy and sending your own purpose, and you have all these other energies up close on you. And I was talking about this in my last live. They're bringing their energy. That's why you have to be careful who you're connecting with. Whoever you're connecting with, now you are connected with their energy too. And whatever that entails is what's coming into your life. So when God has a lot of tasks for you to do, and that's why he may keep certain people single, or the circle will be really small outside of your spouse, it's just not going to be a lot of people, because he needs to keep you focused. And he don't want other people distracting you, because they're bringing their mess with you. They're taking some of your energy, and he needs all that energy for the purpose that he's waking you up each day. And I'm not stupid enough to be going against God. Like, narcissists, they must love negative karma and shit. They like getting their asses handed to them, because trust me, they do. They're in a constant state of receiving karma, even if it seems like they're not. And you cannot just judge it off of three-dimensional stuff. Like, just if that narcissist has money, it does not mean that they have peace and they're happy on the inside. Like, a lot of them are just messed up in the head. And you messed up in the head, ain't no amount of money bringing you peace. Trust me. It's not. It is not going to bring you any kind of peace. So don't worry about the discards. See in your emotional maturity how it's a beautiful thing. When that person actually chooses to leave you, it makes it a lot easier when it's their idea. It's almost like a reverse psychiatry. Like, it's a good thing. Let them go. They did you a favor, and God has something better for you. He has something so much better, and you'll see it immediately. Stuff will start opening up in your life. Like, he will compensate you. He'll compensate you for the things that you lost, that you feel like you lost in that relationship. The stuff you overextended, especially if it was like something financial and stuff, you're going to get that back. You will get it back and then some. If you play your cards right, though. All right? If you play your cards right. Shoot. Like, it has to be, sometimes when people are in that people-pleasing energy, they want everybody to like them. They want everybody to accept them. Like, you have to get realistic and emotionally mature enough to understand you're not going to fit into everything. Thank God for that. Because it's just some things you're not going to be in alignment with, nor should you be. If you consider yourself to be a positive, thriving, healthy person, why are you going to be in alignment with manipulative, low vibrational energy vampires? Like, yeah, let them reject me because I reject you too. The discard is going both ways, but mine's is a permanent one. See, yours is some little child's plaything, and you think you're going to come back around, and then that's when they play themselves. They play themselves because, like I said, they stay the same while you can grow and evolve and change. That gives you the upper hand. That gives you the upper hand, you guys. So we really have to start seeing these situations the right way, and it's not even delusional. It's a fact. It's a fact. So see it the right way, and you'll see the blessing in it. And then get out of that lack mentality, because when we put so much into one person, you don't want to see the better options, and then later on you look back and you'll be so happy that it didn't work out, that God did block the thing you thought you wanted. You'll see how much better your life played out, but nobody wants to feel the change, go through the rougher days to get there. Anyone that's an expert in anything, anyone that got to the level of excellence, they had to start out as a newbie. They had to be a rookie. They had to possibly even be the worst at it. But because they worked at it, worked those muscles, it got better. You're never going to cure the codependency and stuff if you run back just for that toxic comfort, if you will. You're not going to never cure it, and you'll never get the better relationship either. So sometimes with survivors and just human nature, we don't like to be uncomfortable. Human beings, we like our comfort, especially in the modern age. I mean, we're not in the Stone Age no more. We turn on a light switch, we got electricity, we got air conditioners, we got cold drinks and comfortable beds. Like, we have a lot. So a lot of times we don't want to be uncomfortable. But understand, when they're coming back from the discard, they're uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable without all that beautiful energy of yours. The vampire needs some more blood. So, you're going to let them drain you out. It's one thing to get with a relationship where it's reciprocated, where, we're taking from each other, we're taking and putting into each other. So it's not being drained at that point because they're pouring into you as well. That stuff the narcissist is pouring into you is not anything that you want. Like, that's like pouring sugar into my gas tank. Now, when I fueled my car, I put the top of the line gas in it. Point blank, period. Every time. Every time. So, I mean, what do you want people to be pouring into you versus what you're pouring into them, giving them all your top grade gas, right? And even if you say, well, I'm lesser invested in them, but you're still invested, and it's so undeserving. It's so undeserving. So the discard is a blessing. The person didn't deserve you anyway. They didn't deserve you anyway, but you needed to learn these lessons. They were used so that you could learn some lessons. That's it. This discard thing, it doesn't have to be all heartbroken, especially for you all out here that are dating. And then sometimes we take it to higher level commitment and we marry this person and we end up being in a marriage by ourselves. It happens. But at least but we can't get hung up on all these religious things. Like, I'm not disrespecting anyone's religion, but I have to stay married forever to this narcissist and be miserable and not have my needs met, like being this by myself. That wasn't even the spouse God really had for you. But because you chose the wrong spouse, you have to suffer with that spouse forever and they're abusing you. I don't believe in that. I just don't. Thank you, sweetie. Stay Hungry 100 says happy birthday. Yeah. Thank you, honey. Yeah. I always be feeling good on my birthday. I have a birthday photo shoot. I definitely be having me a good meal and some wine, some good company, spend time with my family. It's always a wonderful day for me. So, and I definitely wanted to come on here and spend part of that day with you guys. I was like, I'm like in the midway point here of my day. And I did a little bit of shopping as if I needed to buy some more boots. But I love boots. Coach the Kid loves shoes. We love I love shoes. Uh yeah. But man, people ain't worthy to sit at your table anyway. Like, we have to stop taking it so personally. It's not. It's an energy thing. It's a contract thing. The season is over. The season could definitely be over as long as you make it that way. So you had to decide if you wanted to stay that way. Isabel says she likes my nails. Yeah, I love, like, the crazy thing is I'll wear this color in the wintertime. I like bright colors. But I've been wearing this color all summer. Like, they're like, you picking lemon juice again? This is the color is called lemon juice. I'm like, yes, give me lemon juice again. I just think it's like goes well with melanin skin. And it looks nice on everybody's skin, honestly. But I just like the way that it is very summery too. So, you know. Yeah, I'm really girly like that. Oh my God, you guys should have seen the twins' dresses. I'm going to share it in the community tab. Their dresses were so cute. I was like, I would wear that. I would wear that. Their dresses have lemon and limes and grapefruits on it. And then the back is a little bit open with a big bow. Oh my God. And it's all the way down to their heels. So cute. Like, people were like admiring their dresses all day. And mines. And mines. Isabel London says, lemonade, making something sweet out of something bitter, like a narcissist. Absolutely. It can always be sweet as long as you accept your lessons. It's going to be sweet, you know? And your emotions will catch up with your logic, and you'll see, like, how much better off you are. Like, don't you deserve to have a peaceful life? Especially if you've had narcissistic abuse. You think you're supposed to be sentenced to that forever? Allow yourself to heal and move on and create the space for new, fresh opportunities, for better connections. Now you know what you don't want, that's for sure. Right? And if it's some things inside of you that you need to address, you can address them. It really doesn't have to be that complicated, and it doesn't have to be that heartbroken. It's just when people embed it and they engrave things in that codependent energy and breaking that trauma bond, it doesn't feel comfortable at first because, there's scientifically, there's hormones that are being dropped in your mind, like dopamines, during that crazy ass roller coaster relationship, and it may make you feel it's an addiction basically that you're breaking, and breaking any addiction, you have to go about it the right way. You got to replace one thing with another. That's the other thing. You have to start replacing one thing with another, whether it's replacing one train of thought with another, replacing one behavior with another. Every time something goes wrong, like I was treating the narcissist like my best friend, I was calling them, I was da-da-da-da. You have to find something else to lean on. Fill the voids with something else. Fill the voids with something else. You have to get creative, and there's lots of, fill the voids with something else. Whatever you were doing with that narcissist, you have to fill that void with something else. And the hopes is that it'll be something that's healthy and not additionally toxic. you know. Rebecca Towns says engaged. You're engaged? Well, congratulations if that's what you're saying. Are you talking about engaging with a narcissist? I'm not sure. Eve31 says happy birthday from London, UK. And I want to visit there so bad. I just feel like the shopping would be so dope, She says, thank you for sharing your experiences over the years with us. Yeah, yeah, learn from me. Look, I'm not trying to lead you into the wilderness, that's for sure. Shoot, you don't have to learn things the hard way. And I definitely believe in each one, teach one, you know? Isabel in London says, question, why can't they just end a relationship like normal people? Just say you're no longer in love and end things. Why abuse? Why smear? Why keep on abusing? Why cheat? Why don't why do they have to do it? All right, well, let's answer. You asked a bunch. Why can't they just end a relationship like normal people? All right, let's just answer that one. You're talking to people who are emotionally stunted, who are, even if they come off as good communicators because they're vibing with you in a honeymoon phase, they're poor communicators when it comes to conflict resolution. They don't know how to accept endings because they don't want to have the difficult conversations. They're going to run from that. And then not only that, in their laziness, it's easier to go back to someone they already have established a relationship with versus starting new with someone else sometimes. You know, they may, in their mind, is like, well, I already have, this person already knows about my shittiness. Like, let me just try to go back there. You know, so they feel like it's the lower hanging fruit. So endings, they're not, the only way they're good at an ending is if they really is if they're being sadistic. You know, maybe they might try to do an ending if they feel like they really replaced you and took all the energy you had to offer, like a vampire. If a vampire feels like, well, just like a cell phone charge, if I didn't suck the blood all the way down to 0%, I'm deeming you worthless. So maybe I'll have a certain kind of ending with you where I throw you away like trash, but it will not be the type of ending that says, you know what, two people come together and agree, you know what, this isn't working out for us anymore, but I wish you well on your journey. Yeah, I wish you well in your journey. It's more like I'm throwing you away like a piece of trash because you were just an item for me to consume anyway. You know, this isn't nice to hear, but it's a fact. And we can't expect them to be anything like normal people. You know, I'm careful with the normal thing, but I know what you mean, non-narcissistic people. So they're not going to behave like that because they're not that. And then you said, just say you're no longer in love and you end things. Why abuse? Why smear? So they're smearing because they're very image focused. They're smearing because they don't want to look like the bad guy to anybody, to any new supplies, to any allies that they want to maintain, or just period. Their ego is very externally based, meaning their whole sense of identity is based off of how things are externally in their life, not based off of the actual turmoil inside of them. Because if it were based off of that, then they would have to address it so that they could feel peace. But their peace will come to them. This is not correct, but this is what they're running off of in their emotional maturity. Their peace comes from tricking and deceiving other people, having other people feeling like other people are on their side, whether it's true or not. To a narcissist, if they feel that way, it makes it true to them. That's why I always say they run off of their feelings a lot of times, except for the ones that are like psychopaths. Then that person has trouble even connecting with feelings at all. And those are, like, to me, the most dangerous narcissists. But most of the ones that you guys are dealing with are not psychopaths. Maybe sociopaths, you know, at best, but a lot of you aren't really dealing with psychopaths per se. But those to me are the most dangerous. So they're going to smear you so that they can protect their ego and their image. And they're going to abuse because that's what they know how to do anyway. And they're not trying to learn another way. And then if you've upset them, they're really going to turn up the abuse. And then if you've ended it such as you did, they don't have to wear a mask anymore. So it's like, oh, well, she already had a little taste, but she really going to get a taste now. I'm going to punish you. You know, it's a punishment in their mind. You know, and that's the thing about the discard. They feel like, I'm punishing you. But when you think you're punishing, you're giving them time to recollect their strength. You're giving them time to see what life is like without you. You're giving them time to actually heal, to make better connections, to reconnect with themselves. And now they're getting the downloads, their discernment is coming back, they're knowing what they have to do, they're getting back on their feet. So, and then you said, why keep on abusing and why cheat? Because, they're never trying to do anything fair and square. They're not trying to be just. If that were the case, they would just be going about situations in a fair way. But cheating, that's just what they do, period, right? And to them, they have to do it because they want to feel like they still have some type of power. They still have some type of control. They want to feel like they're still hurting you. And they definitely want to feel like they're still protecting their ego. So that's what that's all about. Eve 31 says, feeling grateful for all the lessons. Yeah. It's night and day. Like, you look at yourself, you'll see where you needed to go through that. It wasn't comfortable, right? But it was for the better, and it made you stronger, it made you smarter, damn sure increased that emotional maturity. Eve 31 says, LOL, it's not all that over here, trust me. Good. Oh, for the shopping. Or no, wait, you said come over to London, but you said it's not all that over here. Okay, so the shopping may not be so great. Okay. It seemed like it would be. Isabel in London says, shopping in London is awesome. Eve, we got Bond Street. Okay, so I have to look up Bond Street. Eve 31 says, been here all my life. I think it's nicer on the outskirts, especially for shopping. Can't park, drive anywhere, LOL. The amount of tickets I have is ridiculous. Okay, that's a universal thing, right? Isabel says, it's scary to me narcissists exist and I was in bed with one. Right? Ain't it crazy? Oh my God. Isn't it? That's why it's really good to just cleanse yourself. And the discard is one of the first parts of cleansing. Yeah. Isn't it crazy? So whatever demons and demonic stuff that's going on inside of them, like, you was like interacting with them motherfuckers, like, ooh, so nasty, because they're just being used. Isabel says, my next discarded me, he smears me. Right? To anyone that'll listen, right? He abused me, he cheated, got a new supply pregnant. Woo. Hopefully, did you avoid the pregnancy part? Thank God. He owes me money, right? They never tie up their loose ends, and don't hold your breath for that unless you took some legal routes. He refuses to pay me, right? But you know what? God will give that back to you. He will. God has a way of rectifying. I don't know how much money we talking about now, but God has a way. You'll get it back somehow. I went no contact, changed my phone number, cut off mutuals, deleted email. Sheesh, yeah. But you're doing what you had to do. Like, you can't get a new email, you can't get another phone number. The mutual people, they still fucking with him, so. Eve 31 says, facts, Lakia, I just look at it as though now, although we have a child together, he no longer exists in my mind in terms of having any access to us. He's an absolute fool. Yes, much happier. Absolutely. Yeah, so much more peaceful. Like, see, we have our own energy. We have our own karma, good and bad. Everybody does. But you'll find that when those people come into your life, they just, whatever chaotic or even, what's the word? Any energies you have in your life that aren't as stable, they magnify it. You know, it's like, wait, whatever I didn't like about my life is just even worse with you in it. Like, I at least have a fighting chance of clearing off my own karma and getting it better without you bringing your dark ass cloud over here. You know why? Because when you connect yourself to people that always doing other people wrong, you're always going to be having to take part in their karma. You're too close to them. That's why they get hit with debts and then you're helping them pay it off and like shit. You're just too close. That's why it's important to try your best to get with people who are, of the light. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has something with them in a certain way, but it's not to that level. You know what I mean? Like, damn, like you just left every door you went through, you left it worse after you left out of it. Like they just don't leave nothing better. And that's why they can always look forward to that negative karma. You need to distance yourself. I think that's one of the 40th laws of power. Stay away from unhappy and unlucky people. And you guys be thinking they're lucky just because they found another lonely person, or they found another codependent person, or they found an emotionally immature person that doesn't know any better. That doesn't make them lucky and blessed, because some people who don't know them up close, or some people who are gullible believe their lies about you. That doesn't make them lucky, even if they come into some money. Like, you have to start looking from different perspectives, okay? Yep, so that's good. You guys are encouraging each other in the comment section. Now every time he sees me or my grandma, he runs away or holds his head down or tries to hide his face. Now, from me, can you explain this? Yeah. He's got his tail between his legs because you guys know who he is. I mean, why would he want to see you so you can ask him about that money again? Or, like, it's just unpleasant. Like, you know who he is now. So, I'm just putting this on a charger, you guys. Of course, he's running the other way. He's running from responsibility. He's running from acknowledging the parts of him that he wants to keep under a rock. It's like, why the hell I want to go over there and with your grandma? Like, I don't want to hear all of this from these people. I don't want to take no accountabilities. I'm not later for that. Oh, no. That's why it goes back to the other question about them. Why can't they just end a relationship? Because they can't have what they would call a hard conversation. They don't want to have no conversations like that. They ain't not really trying to be adulting. You want me to be that mature? I mean, I could make a baby, but you want me to raise it? I could take money, but you want me to pay it back? You want me to own up to things? Oh, God. Emotionally immature, you guys. Come on. I can't even call him a kid. Children, like, don't be putting no narcissists on us. Don't compare them to us. We better than that, because some of the things they be doing, I say my twins wouldn't even be doing that dumb shit. And they're 6. Come on now. So, I'm trying to keep the lighting. Yeah, of course he running the other way. Eve says, I've gotten so much stronger. He's scared to be around me. It's funny how the tables turn. Yeah, when you get in your strength, right, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're catalysts. They are catalysts for you guys to evolve, and they'll be running. That's good for you, girl. Good for you, because you remember the times when he wasn't running. So that lets you know right there. He's acknowledging it. He's not literally telling you, but he's acknowledging your growth in his, in his behavior, in his avoidance. He knows it's just a waste of time. So Isabel London says, I don't care. It's only 300 pounds to add. The mutual are not good group of people. And he did try multiple times to get me pregnant. I absolutely refused. He has 3 children. The first he abandoned. Yeah, yeah. So, you know, look, is sometimes people say, is money well worth spent compared to the true abundance that you're capable of, compared to the generosity, the fullest of generosity of your heart, to you sharing everything you have with this person. So that was a smaller price to pay to find out, you know, who this person really was. So it's good to cut your losses that early, and it's good that you understood that about him being an absent father and what your life would look like if you had signed up for that during the love bomb phase, okay? Isabel London says, other two are emotional and mentally traumatized due to the domestic violence in the home and the narc system, and then he got obsessed with trapping me. The new supply, got pregnant in 3 months. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She got swept away. And, if God allowed her womb to be open, it was for whatever the reason was. But he didn't allow your womb to open, so good for you. Eva 31 says, also, as well as being afraid to face me, it's also easier for him. He no longer has to take responsibility, but I know he's pissed now because of, he's pissed. Hello, a typo. Maybe not because of love, but because it was a good situation all the way around. Yeah, but you know what? He was the capableness of that person. Yeah, the person could be ruled to do things, robot like if a court ordered him to do certain tasks, maybe or maybe not, he would comply with that. But it wouldn't be coming from a sincere, nurturing, loving space. It would probably be coming out of resentment, frustration, and it would be a negative thing. You know how somebody does something with an attitude? Like, I'll be real quick. I'm like, don't cook my food with an attitude. I don't want angry people cooking my food. I don't want, like, if you don't want to do it, I'm good. But, when you have a child, it's not what you want to do is what you should be doing. I mean, it's up to you. I don't know if you tried to pursue him legally for child support and stuff like that. But outside of that, unfortunately, even if it's spending time with the child, he would be influencing the child in a negative way. He would be bringing that toxic karma, putting the child close to it energetically. Unfortunately, is no such thing as really co-parenting with a narcissist. They back in the day they were calling it parallel parenting with a narcissist. But when lines are parallel, they never really connect. So it's crumbs of the narcissist doing something that they may be good at. Like, let's say the narcissist had money and that's all you probably really get, but your child may never really get nurturing and love and care and certain types of things like that, like real emotional support. It's just certain things that's not going to come out of that person because honestly, they're not even capable of really giving it. Isabel London says, what's weird is that he emailed me to tell me the new supply was pregnant and argue with me about refusing to have his kid. What's up with that? He was trying to trigger you to be jealous, and he would hope. That's really toxic. He thought you were so toxic that you would think, well, other women are having his kid, I should have it too. Well, if they're having his kid, I should want to do it too. Or you would be jealous. There are some women who are that toxic. that feel like, well, I want to give him a baby. I want to give him the most babies. Or he has a daughter. I want to give him a son. And this person is a full blown narcissist. So I think in his twisted mind that he was trying to actually make you feel jealous that he's having this family over there. But at the same token, that's crazy because she's pregnant and he's trying to get you pregnant. That lets you know that he will more than happily have you both be pregnant at the same time. That's what he's saying, at that point. Isabella said, a narc told me he runs and hides because he feels shame. Yeah, that's logical. That makes sense. Feels shame. And he don't want to face it. They're going to run from stuff they don't want to face. I don't want to face nobody that's telling me I'm wrong, I'm bad. That's how they're going to feel. Like, I'm wrong, I'm bad. When it's really what you're doing is wrong and bad. You need to change your behaviors, change your minds. Like, any of you seen that movie with Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish? Wasn't she in that? Paper Soldiers, his girlfriend, and she was just like thumping his forehead. She was mad at him. I love that movie. One of the funniest movies. I might watch that shit tonight because it's going to give me a million laughs. Also, I wanted to mention the difference over here is child support. We don't really do. I wish we had the laws you have over there. Okay. Yeah, well, that sucks. Well, yesterday I made a video for single mothers, and I believe it was my live. It was my live for the day, but I also tailored it with if so you had a baby by a narcissist. But I said, don't let no narcissist steal the joy of motherhood from you, because that's what they tend to try to do by treating you poorly through the pregnancy and not being there. But don't let nobody steal the joy of being a mother from you. And also, God sees everything. And he blesses single mothers, especially if you put your trust in him and you move away from that toxic situation. You do your best, he will do the rest. I'm telling you, I'm a single mother. I know when I do my best, he's always going to do the rest. And I'm telling you, that is a universal law. So any money that he's not giving you, you apply yourself in life, you buckle down, you focus, you make investments on yourself. He will put you in a situation where you won't even need his money. I'm not saying you need it now, but just for situations like this, because he is the father to the fatherless. Yeah, Eva says, yep, can never be cool with him again. Isabella says, that's true. I feel so happy, free, safe, healthy. It's been hard, but I'm grateful he's gone. Yeah, because it's better. It's better. It's better. Here's the thing, and this is back to the topic of the discard. People don't like the discard because they're feeling uncomfortable, because of the trauma bond and the soul ties, if that's part of it, and the codependency. But you're feeling more uncomfortable in that energy. That's the crazy thing. It's like, okay, you're going to feel uncomfortable when you first break away, and that's going to phase off. But you go back in and do another cycle of abuse, you're really going to feel uncomfortable, and it's going to increase for the rest of your life if you allow it. Like, you're uncomfortable no matter what. It's just one has an ending and the other one doesn't. And it's the one that your flesh thinks you need to go back into. So it's like, which one you going to choose? Make your choice. Short-term uncomfortable, breaking an addiction to get yourself to renew your mind, get healthy, or a forever uncomfortable, a forever drain, I'm good. I'm good. Eva says, I found you when I was pregnant, and I really want to thank you because your videos really helped me get through it in initial stages. You and I went through the same thing in terms of how I became pregnant. Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. That's rough. But we did the work, girl, and doing the work is the most beautiful thing ever. And you'll even see how this version of you would not even be in that, would not even repeat that. Like, no guy's going to be able to do that again, you know? But I'm glad that I was able to help you, hun, and that you pushed through. You pushed through and you're here today. And what doesn't kill you make you stronger. It can make you stronger if you allow it to. I'll put it that way, right? Eva says, when I said good situation all around, sorry, I meant he could have had a good situation with me. Right. But it would have been just that, a good situation, girl, because it wouldn't have been a good relationship. And that's what you deserve for your investments, right? And he don't deserve even a good situation. All right? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Even if you decided to come together with someone in some type of situation, you know, to each his own, it ain't gonna be with no damn narcissist. It's gonna still be with a healthy minded person, and we're two adults and we made a choice to be friends with benefits or whatever we're doing. You know what I mean? But I'm not granting no narcissist a good situation because it's only gonna be a good situation for them. You know? Even when you're exchanging the sexual energy, they're taking from you and putting their toxic, dirty ass, muddy, karmic ass energy into you. Like, you want to connect with someone that this is what I'm going to tell you. If you feel drained after having sex with them, and I know some of you be like, look, what if we just did the most? You know, we went on, we had that marathon thing. But to me, I've noticed the difference in my life. Some people, you know, I felt drained, and those were the narcissists. I felt drained after having sex with them. Okay, and when you have sex with a healthy person, you feel energetic. You know, you're glowing. You feel it's a different energy. Look out for that. I mean, hopefully, you won't have to sleep with the person to tell, but I found that to be true. You will feel drained when you have sex with a narcissist versus someone of the light. You have sex with someone, you make love to someone of the light, you're going to feel energetically lifted. That sex can even be healing. You guys will be healing each other as opposed to the narcissist that's draining you and trying to take your good luck, they're trying to get you to share that favor that God has over you, because he keeps you protected. He does, no matter what. They're trying to get some of that. They want all of it, honestly. If they could take the blessing over your life for themselves, they'll do it. And they'll leave you with nothing. And it's yours, but it was yours, but they want it. That's the thing. They want it for themselves, you guys. And that's why you have to protect that. And when you know everything you have to give, you will surely become far more discriminatory when it comes to that. You know, you'll understand your worth. You'll understand, you know, that's special. Everybody doesn't deserve that, right? Isabel said that I helped to save her life. And that's God working through me, by the way. God came in real quick to confirm that. When my other phone is on, when you hear those notifications, that's God saying, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, that's funny. So me and God, he worked through me as a vessel, helped to give her the strength to pick back up again. And eventually she was able to get off of antidepressants. That's right, you outgrew it, you know. It was a crutch for you to lean on until you were able to fill your cup back up with the right things. You know, like I said, these are energy vampires, and they want to suck your blessings. They want to suck your good luck. They want to suck your favor and the grace. Because that's the thing. When you are a blessed person like that, the people closest to you, they will benefit no matter what. Just having you in their life, it blesses them, you guys. It blesses them. And everybody doesn't deserve to have that type of coverage and blessings, especially if they just been walking around on the left side of the field all their life. betraying people, being a Judas all their life. Come on, they don't deserve to have access to be able to tap into that through being close to you in association. So Eva was saying how she became a different person. You evolve. That's good. You know, life is full of change. Like people be like, you changed? You damn right I did. You better. Or else you're not evolving. I mean, why should you be the same person that you were in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s? Like, you just wasting your time. God giving you all this time. It's babies that pass away. But he's allowing you to stay on this earth for all these decades and you still a knucklehead. You old and you're an old fool. That's a poor life lived, okay? And none of us are perfect and we all have our crosses to bear, you know, like areas in our life where we really had to work on it. Like everyone has their areas where they struggle with it. But if this is just all the way around, like your whole life is jacked up, come on now. Isabel says he's very twisted. He's always been trying to make her jealous. He would tell me he was cheating when he was not. He would tell me other women liked him when it was not true. It's sick, like how and why. Mm-hmm. They like to stir up competition. It sounds to me like he felt like you weren't, he could feel you were cooling off to him, you know? So if I tell her other people, like I'm tell her other people want me to see her reaction. If she's get jealous, if it make her like want to cling on to me tighter, there's confirmation. Then I know I still got her. But if she's not jealous about it, she don't care if I, you know, like it's testing your temperature for them. And it sounds like you were cooling off or you weren't, maybe he's used to, or maybe he likes it when people are acting like highly addicted, like they can't live without, like up his ass, shit, ready to jump when he say how high you know, like come on now. But yeah, that's to stir up some type of competition. That's crazy. Like you tell a healthy person that, it's just gonna, like, you want to sit here and tell me you cheating on me? You want to try to make you put a real queen in competition with any damn thing? Because that's the thing. The third party situation that a narcissist could put you in, it's not always a romantic. They'll put you against their family and everything. Look, I'm not competing against no damn family. It shouldn't be like that. You know, there should be enough space for all of us with healthy boundaries, but they don't do it like that. I ain't competing for a goddamn thing. You just can't do that with a queen anyway. You can't do that with a queen. You guys see yourself as queens. Nobody gonna be able to do that to you. I'm not, no. No. I ain't even gonna say come again, because you ain't no again. Ain't no again. You had a chance with a queen and you fumbled the bag, you didn't know what you had when you had it, then it's your fucking loss. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. You wasn't ready, baby. You gonna learn today. Because I'm not waiting around to be treated the way, no. If I see that person isn't willing to do it, they're not freely giving it, I'm out of there. I don't care how cute I thought the person was or what I thought the relationship was going to be. I see what it is. And that's the good enough for me at this point, you know, because I'm not codependent. And I know there's more where that came from, and there's way better. There's way better. Okay? So you don't have that lack mentality. But he a trip trying to put you, oh my God. I know you're laughing, Isabel, like at the remedial manipulation tactics at that point. It's so remedial. Like you have emotional maturity. You just see that from a mile away. You're like, go get your dumb ass. Isabel says, how can you love a person you want to emotionally hurt? You don't. It's a lie. You know, they're throwing that word around because people like to hear it. And Even the stupidest narcissist may understand minor things about women. The typical woman that flies off her emotion. You still got to give me a moment. And it's getting a little bit late, but I don't know. We might put the night lights on. If it's sticky outside, I might. But give me a moment. I'm almost done, okay? She like, Mom. She like, Mom. But yeah. Even, most men understand that some women who aren't wearing their queen crown yet, we'll put it that way, got a little growing to do perhaps, maybe they might fall in love with their ear. So if you tell them what they want to hear, it gives you a good fighting chance as their partner, because minimally it'll at least cause some conflict with them. So when you start acting contrary, they're like, but he's telling me this, and they're holding on to the words instead of paying attention to them damn actions. And giving that the proper weight, But a queen is going to be able to look at both of those things and have the proper discernment to know better. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you're not loving a person you emotionally hurt. You're emotionally abusing them is what you're doing. You're calling it love. Okay. So Eva says, it does suck, but to be fair, we haven't lost anything. And in fact, yes, you're right. Continually blessed. Yeah. If anything, you've gained. You've gained more than you think you lost. Like, you think about the situation like, okay, this happened to me, but the person I am right now, would you give that back? Would you give all those lessons back? And for this version, would you give this version of yourself back and go back to the version of yourself you were before that relationship? So which one is more valuable to you? Like, you paid some dues to get to this version. You earned that. You know what I mean? You earned that. So I'm going to keep this version of me. I like this version. I like this version much, much better. She has some growing pains, but I'm damn sure keeping this version. I'm going to keep this version. Eva says, Isabella says, in the UK, we have child support, contact, community, legal aid. They help you. Okay, she's telling Eva that. Okay. Isabel says, my ex also emailed me. Seems like him and New Supply are having issues while she's pregnant, of course. Telling me he's going back to Jamaica, like I would care. He actually thinks he can hoover me back. Right. Delusional. See, they believe their own lies. And because of that grandiose, it's true. The ego, like, their ego usually is ultimately their self-undoing. Like, they don't see people, they can't see themselves the way other people are seeing them. And they hold on to their own lies so hard that they actually fucking believe it. It's almost laughable after a certain point. Like, you really think you still the man? Like, you really think I see you in a certain light? Like, it's self-delusion. And when you're lying to yourself, that's the worst crime you could do to yourself. That's why I'm saying they're not winning. They're not winning. And the lies that they tell themselves, and they really believe these lies. Like, they believe these lies. It's weird. Like, they may not have a shred of facts to back it, like nothing that actually grounds this thought, like, and they will convince themselves this is how they could survive. Otherwise, they would emotionally fall apart. Like, if they were to actually they wouldn't be able to handle it. That's why they run from it. It would crush them. They're not as strong as you guys are. So you guys took a lick and you kept on ticking. They have to self-dilute themselves during these licks. That's why a lot of times they don't even realize you in the middle of karma. You can't tell you're having karma, but they're going to deflect it and say things are going wrong in their life because it's other people. There's always a deflection. It's always a projection outside of themselves. And that's why they can never get to the bottom of anything. They're unwilling to be uncomfortable. They're not going to take accountability. Yeah, Yes, go back to Jamaica. Go to a whole nother country, girl. I will be having a bottle of wine. What? You gonna be that far away from me energetically? Woo! This calls for a celebration. Shoot, you and that other girl have a toast together. Shit. Oh my God. Like, he's doing y'all a favor. You know, look, it's the truth though. It's really the truth. Shoot. Jamaican guys, uh, Jamaican girl. Let me keep moving. I'm gonna keep that to myself. All right, so you guys talking about your benefits. Eve says 1,000% never again. Okay. Isabel says, how do narcissists experience the discard? It really depends. It really depends. Um, it really depends. We'll go over some scenarios here. How do narcissists experience the discard? Well, one way they can experience, they could be happy for it. Because if you discard them and they didn't want to talk about shit and they have other supply to focus on, they're like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Whew. She discard me. I don't have to address this right now. And then I could just go have fun over here. And maybe she could cool down. And then when I circle back around, she'll miss me. And, you know, I can get back in. It just gives me a break from this situation because this is about to hit the fan. I don't want to talk about this shit. I'm glad she discarded me. So it could be a relief because you got to think this person is in this running energy. So it's like, well, I'm glad they let me go right now because the shit was getting too hot for me. This ain't fun. You know what I mean? Or they could suffer in silence because remember, I'm telling you, these people are so ego driven. They could be missing you. They could be having a dark night of the soul, getting awakened. Shoot, they could be hearing a message from the ancestors and God, like, you better go back to that bitch. You better go figure that out. That was your blessing. They could be feeling that, but the ego inside of them, they'll suffer in silence. They'll take it to their grave a lot of times because their ego just will not allow them to come back. Because if they come back, they got to face some type of music. They got to hear your mouth. They probably got to apologize. They got to start showing improving. Like, so sometimes they're suffering through the discard because they're not, some of them are retarded and very remedial, yes, but even Stevie Wonder sometimes could see that, you know what, even if they want to call it the best supply they ever had, they know that. They know that, but their ego just won't let them. That's why you always have to be the one to go running back to them every time, even if it's just to break the ice and start the communication again, because poor communication skills. So you're expecting this person to come have a healthy conflict resolution or try to bring things back together in a healthy manner? I don't think so. So sometimes they're suffering in silence, you know. They know they fucked up, but their ego is not going to allow them to come face that, and they're not going to address it. They're not going to want to admit. They're not damn sure that, wait, if I admit this, then I ain't trying to change. That's too much. Like, and it's like, I have to lose the greatest supply of my life then because they know they ain't built for it. They ain't built for the real deal. And now that you know, they're going to have to suffer in silence because the ego is just not going to let them. So that's another way that they'll deal with a discard. The other way is they'll try to make you suffer in some way. They hope they'll be able to trigger you from some type of way. They're like, well, fine. She won't talk to me. Well, then I'm going to start talking to her family members and smearing her there and talk to my subliminal posts, posting pictures with other people. Maybe that might trigger her back in. Like, they'll try to, you know, throw a tantrum in indirect, passive-aggressive manners, you know, to try to reel you back in, you know, because yet again, their ego ain't going to say, you know what, my life ain't been right since you left. I missed the hell out of the energy I got from your ass. Like, I need that back. Shit. Shoot, help actually come intercept the karma I'm receiving right now. Shit, my whole life falling apart, hanging on by a thread. You know, like, they're not gonna, their ego is just not gonna allow it. That 3-letter word, ego. Ego is greater than everything. And any love they claim to have felt for you, their ego is greater than that. Or else, like Tony Braxton said, love would have brought you home last night. Yeah, the love ain't bring you home because your ego kept your ass over there. Ego, you know, and toxicity. Eva 31 says, no, literally I cut him off cold 6 days after she was born. Woo! Although he's scared, he's always begging. It's comical. And yes, sex with him was horrible. After I saw the real him, I was actually trying to get away from him before my baby. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, spiritually, sex, you know, people try to sometimes make it an animalistic thing. You know, we have urges. Oh, I'm horny. But even with that, when you connect yourself with someone, it's very much spiritual. And you can't unsee things. You know, I can't, all that fuckery, like my soul knows. Like, it's very offensive to my soul, you know, my essence. Like, especially when you're of the light, you can't turn a blind eye to that. It's greater than your hormones at that point. You know, it's going to override it. And that's fine. Isabel says, I don't want to be touched at the moment. I don't feel safe. Yeah. Yeah. And that's your prerogative. Who says, you know, you can have a season of celibacy or, you know, for however long. That's your prerogative. So Eva 31 says he's making money, but he wants me to be nice and friendly with him. Never. I'd rather just ignore. A few of my friends have gone the child support route. It seems to be draining just to get a little bit of money. Yeah. 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 So you can weigh your pros and cons with that, hun. You're gonna be all right regardless. You're not the first or the last woman. Isabel London says he loved to create drama. He would literally tell lies just so I can hate people or they hate me. And there would be drama. I have a long, crazy story of some drama he created for no reason. Yeah, and it wasn't for no reason. You know, they thrive off of chaos because if things are crystal clear and obvious, if people could be clear-minded, then it's easy to piece together what the fuck they're doing. So I run over here and tell them something. I run over here and tell them something. Tell them different things. Try to put them against each other. Hope they don't come together and compare stories. Hope they just take what I'm telling them at face value, you know, but you have emotional maturity now. And you know that you can't, especially, you know, this person is messy and toxic. 9 times out of 10, you cannot just take what people are saying verbatim. You know, you have to do your own investigation and understand what you're dealing with so that nobody could ever, you know, do some shit like that to you. Like, I'll cut it off quick. Look, don't come over here with the gossiping. No. I'll deter, they'll be so turned off from that. Like, damn, it wasn't even fun when I went over here. She shut that shit down. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So, yeah. Don't even allow people to do that. Look, I don't know what you're used to dealing with, but yeah, that don't work over here. So Isabel says, explode a range at me when he could not emotionally manipulate me into hating others or fight people. I just side-eyed him. Yeah, that's crazy. And he was trying to make you his little puppet, having you fighting and stuff. Was that like his little damn entertainment? That's crazy. That's very crazy and ratchet, okay? I would question him objectively, and he would fall on himself every time he said he was manipulative or lie, and he would even forget his lies. Yeah. Yeah, because they tell so many, it's impossible to keep up with him. He wanted me to hate his second baby mother, but I became suspicious. He was smearing her and that she was a survivor of domestic violence because he was so inconsistent and he was only tearing her character. Right, right, right. You had a child with this person, right? Chase Greenwich says, raising my 13-year-old daughter, parallel parenting with ex-female narc. Yeah. Yeah. Chase, yeah. Yeah. Women can be super vindictive. Like, I'm telling you. Yeah, they're bad. I'm not going to put one over the other because they're both bad, but women, that's why they talk about scorned women. And she scorned if you got out of her grasp, okay? And that's what they say, hell have no fury as a scorned woman is very true. At the end, when he turned his family against me, people I had contact with at all, it came out he had wronged her. He admitted to abusing her because she was an illegal immigrant. Right, taking advantage of someone that was in a vulnerable position. Right, not playing fair. We talked about that in the beginning, okay? Never ending triangulation. That's right, Chase. That's right. That's right. But it will be ending when you take your part out of it. Even if they still keeping your name in their mouth, when you cut access to them energetically. And I'm going to do this with you guys. I'm going to do a soul tie. I'm going to make a soul tie cutting video for you guys. And it'll be for anyone that want to do spiritually soul ties from romantic relationships. Because it's a good way of putting extra energy behind manifesting and cementing that spiritual cut, from that person. But yeah. But Eve says this version is beautiful. Yes, we are not only surviving, baby, we are thriving. Like, you'll get to that sweet spot in your recovery and all will be well. Trust me. All right. Isabel says, yep, there are a bunch of clowns. Question, why is it things they love about you at the beginning, they absolutely hate at the end? Because in the beginning, they're able to have the honeymoon phase with you and benefit off of it. And at the end, they resent it because they can't benefit off of it anymore. And not only that, they want to bring you down. So if they can, and they like, you know what? Really extremely toxic, manipulative people, they understand that people are only as strong as their mind. So if they can take your strength and make you feel like it's your weakness, they're breaking you down. And if they can get you broken down low enough, they know they can keep you on a hamster wheel. So yeah, in the beginning, it's the love bomb phase and I'm able to benefit from it. Oh yeah, I love your strengths, right? Now you're catching on to me, you're holding back, you're starting to pull away, I'm not getting access, and you think you're just gonna walk away with your gifts on me? Hell no. Remind me of like Mr. from Color Purple, that type of energy. I'm gonna bring you down. You ain't nothing without me. What? You're beautiful, you're ugly. It's very, it's just very low vibrational, And that's just to break you down. This stuff really didn't change. They just don't want you to see your worth. And if they break you down, like I said, you may be more susceptible to some cycles of abuse at a later time or right away. So they'll try to play, these are mind fucking. I call that mind fucking. Sorry for the profanity, but it is what it is. I call that. When you get emotional maturity, you'll understand that when you're strong in yourself and you know who you are, no one is ever going to be able to take your strength and try to make you feel like it's a weakness. You're going to peep that a million miles away. You're damn sure not going to co-sign it. You're going to laugh at it, tell them to kick rocks, and keep it moving. Because you know who you are. When you know who you are, nobody can shake that shit. They hate that. They hate that. They can't shake it. They're going to have to move on. They'll still try to insult you on the way out the door. You ain't trying to make you feel like you're not what you are. They will try to still do it. But doesn't mean it's going to work. It just only makes it make me feel more solidified and not fucking with your ass. What? You wasn't saying that when you was enjoying it, bitch. Like, I'm fat now. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, not when you like came 10 times in 10 minutes, bitch. I'm sorry, you guys, but it's true. People try to say stuff and different. It's like your own body lied. Your own body broke that lie, dummy. Like, you love it. You love it. You gonna miss it. Like, come on. When you know who you are, ain't nobody gonna shake that. And that's that. That's that. And we've been on here for an hour and a half. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this thread. I'm trying to get on it. I love the back and forth though. All right. London says he loved me being African. When he discarded me, even though he's a black man, he was a bigot racist, he said. And nothing they say be making sense. You might go have several fucking seats in another universe, bitch. Not here. Somewhere the fuck else. Because you got me all the way fucked up. So Isabel says, him telling me he doesn't know anything is not an apology. Right. Yeah, you don't know nothing. You damn right it ain't an apology. You're right, girl. It ain't no apology. I'm glad you knew that. F him, he made himself look vile. Because he is, okay? Chase says, drain after being with female narcs too. Yeah, emotional, physically, energetically, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard with them, especially when a lot of times when they have the kids, At least with the female survivor, she chances are has a kid with her, but then with a guy, it's so hard to see the child and back and forth in the court, trying to take all your money, trying to disrupt any of your following women. Woo! Woo! And a toxic woman that's just flying off her emotions is torture. You're right, Chase. You're right. I'm not disputing that. God bless you. You need to stay armored up with excellent boundaries. These narcs always read from the same book. It's crazy how our experiences are so similar, right? That's how we can come up with those generalizations of the love bomb, the value, discard, and everything else in between. Because they're manipulators, so they're all you trying to use the same tactics. The thing is, there's billions of people on the earth, billions of people being born, and so many people that have to learn emotional maturity. They have to learn about manipulations. They have to learn about people who aren't like them. That naivety might be like thinking that people are going to be like you. No, honey, you got to be careful. Right. You say you think we dealing with the same people. Yeah, but they're in a similar energy. That's what it is. Sarah says, thank you. Love your spirit so much. Oh, I love you guys too. Yes, very covert. And that's the most annoying, ain't it, when they be covert? Isabel says, that's so true. He definitely mind F me. He would deliberately start arguments. And that's when you was like, look, not today. Don't give people permission. Not today. Oh, you trying to start it? You gotta go somewhere else with that energy. Like I'm not even. It's not even allowed. I'm not indulging that. I'm just reading the messages before I read them out loud. Right. So Isabella was just reaching out, was messaging about how narcissists can have underlying other conditions going on. Yes. Like being a narcissist could just be the surface, okay? It could really be the surface of their mental health, okay? Isabel says the hex completely changed me and made me better. It's weird, totally crazy. The hex? They were trying to do spell work on you? Oh, you mean the next. You have a typo. The narcissist completely changed you? Yeah. But made you better. Yeah. And that's what you needed. They did their job. And that's why you need to, going back to the title of the video, the contract is over. They've served their purpose. It's time to graduate. It's time to graduate. So let that graduation occur. Get your cap and gown on. Hang your diploma up on the wall, baby. The School of Hard Knock Life, you passed it. 101, 102, 103. You passed all the courses at this point. Isabella says, can an entire family be narcissist? I think his entire family are mentally ill. Well, mental illness could definitely run through a bloodline. I think most families have some type of mental illness going on with it, but some is just running rampant. And narcissists can, that energy can be passed down. Of course, yeah. Narcissists can create more narcissists. It can be actually hereditary. That's why if you had a child with a narcissist, you need to pour into them a lot to try to fight that gene. If you know that their dad or their mother was a narcissist, and sometimes even with all your work, they'll still, your child may be a narcissist one day. You know, you're gonna love them to your best ability, but they might end up still being a narcissist if you had a child with a narcissist. Scientists do agree that, um, yeah, narcissists can make more narcissists. Be hereditary. Mm-hmm. Eva says they deserve everything they get. I'm smiling over here. Thank you, Lakia. You confirm back then what intuition was telling me. Yeah. And that's good to hear because a lot of people, you know, the brick and mortar therapist, not to put them down, but the literature that they study, it does not really go into depth about narcissistic abuse and those type of people and the format of those type of services. It just will not get to the point and not that fast. So people, you know, have come get coaching from me and they like, it took me 6 months to even get to like a coaching hour session with you, Lakia. So it helps when someone's been there and done it and understand it. Talk to so many other people. Like, you know, I've seen so many things. I feel like I heard it all. Isabella says, okay, we already did that one. Yeah, I got you, girl. She said, I meant next, not hex. But be careful because he was Jamaican. Who was talking about the Jamaican one? Okay. Isabella says, why do you think my grandmother saw through him, but I didn't? Girl, your grandmother done been around the block how many times? She got eyes and ears. She is living life and life and life too. So she has wisdom. She's an elder, and she ain't a dumb elder. That's why your grandmother saw through him, but you didn't. She wasn't phased by no soul tie with him. She was able to be objective and look from the outside without any type of emotional entanglement. So yeah, and she probably done saw some people who remind her of that energy. So be thankful that, you know, you have somebody wise enough to see that. And it may be a good idea when you meet people You think you want to get serious with them, talk to your grandmother about it. Sounds like she knows something. Who unliked my video? Oh, it went back. I'm like, who unliked me? Why you do that? We trying to grow the channel, okay? All right, you guys. Chase says, thank you for the acknowledgement. Yeah. Validation. I receive blessings. Yeah. Never censor yourself about your blow up, baby. Yeah, like, look, just say it, look here. Don't be biting your tongue. We all right. We're all grown. We're all grown. Yeah. But God bless you. Like, ugh. Ugh. Yeah, I see it. It's rough. I see a lot of men get tore down by bringing the wrong women in their life. And I mean, it really fucks their life up for a while. I mean, of course, this happens to women too, but, whew, yeah. Isabel said, I wonder if he ever loved me. It was just exploring me. Well, more probably like exploiting you. No, I'm going to say he never loved you. If he was abusing you and all that other stuff, he never loved you, girl. Maybe in his toxic mind, his version of love was that abuse, and we know that's not what love really is. Cake. Yeah, they're like, Mom, can we have some more birthday cake, Mom? Can you reunite with us? Like, can we? All right. I'm about to get off of here, you guys. Oh, Spirit said it. That was the... You heard that beep? That notification? So hold on. Stop with the comments for right here. I'm going to read to the rest. Whoever has made a comment, I'm going to work through it. I'm going to work through it, and I'm going to be back on tomorrow, okay? Every day I'm going to come on, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification. We'll do an Ask Lakia, and, you know, we can have a topic to talk about. If you want to suggest a topic, you can always put it down under the comment section. All right? So I did that one. No, that was not love. He did not love you. It could be an infatuation and definitely exploitation going on here, manipulation, all those. All of those. Stephen Cole, what you mean my fault, LOL? Your fault about what? Isabel says she actually played it smart. She invited him to live with us. Whoa. And she watched him over 2 months, and she saw how he treated me, and then she matched his energy. Whoop! And ran him off. He's terrified of her. Oh, God. I love it. I love it. You know, she sounds like one of those people that will curse you out without using a curse word. And by the end, she done talk to you like Claire Huxtable, and you feel like somebody done said the most vulgar shit in your life. I like your grandma. I like that. See, that's the kind of, when you can move like that, that's some sophisticated emotional maturity right there. Eva says, I don't think narcs can genuinely love. No, because it's an inside job. If they're not full of love on the inside, they can't miraculously just be giving it externally. You know, they got to deal with that first. Oh, Isabel, what's the sad face, girly? She says, how can you not love a good person? Because people can't give what they don't have. You know, people can't give what they don't have. A lot of times those people have been abused themselves, and they come from horrific backgrounds. Or, you know, there's another way narcissists can be born by parents who overly spoiled their kids in the worst way. That can happen as well, but those are more the exceptions. You know what I mean? But a lot of it is not having, they weren't filled up that way when they were brought up. You know, and it could just be genetically passed down the bloodline as well. And it's okay. Two good people might not love each other. You know, just let that go. Like, being a good person won't entitle you to that person to love you back or reciprocate you. So don't even move like that, sweetie. You know, just know you are a good person, and you only want to be attempted to be loved by another good person. Put it that way. But being a good person does not guarantee that for you, honey. But as long as you're loving yourself, you know, the external love is just going to be extra. All right, the external love is going to be extra. You're welcome, Sarah, and thank you. Got another happy birthday. DJ said, "What's with the Jamaican guys?" Whoa, yeah, I co-sign it. They could be a mess, and I'm not, because I love, number one, I love Jamaican food. I make the best oxtails. Woof. I want to learn how to make a better jerk chicken and curry chicken, but I love me some Jamaican food. And you know, physically, I like Jamaican men myself because oh, their bodies usually be, their stamina usually be, yeah, and I like dreads. Not to say they all have dreads, but I don't know. It's something about. I like masculine energy. That's what it is. A lot of Jamaican men, they got a lot of masculine energy because they come from a culture that's very homophobic. So that masculine energy be turning me on. But with all of that testosterone, it makes them too much of a ladies' man at time, and then they want to dibble it. See, we just gotta. You heard that notification? I know what, ladies, I know what I'm talking about. It just makes them want to be spreading it wide and low and all of this and be for the community and out in the streets. But yeah, they usually be know how to put it on you though. I tell you that. Mm-mm-mm. And that be the issue right there. That be the start of an issue. Look, look, look. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. All right, you guys. I loved coming in here. This was a great live. I'm doing this on a daily basis. I will hop in on my 24-hour period and check in with you guys. If anyone is guided to have a question, need some help, having a rough day, psychology junkie, want to bounce something off of me, we could talk about it. And I'll pick a topic as well. You can always, like I said, suggest a topic down in the comment section. If you're just hopping in, you're going to have to rewind it, sweetie, because I'm about to bounce off. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, sharing the channel, and I will see you guys in the next live, okay? Take care, and I'm about to enjoy the rest of my birthday, baby. Take care, you guys. You're right, DJ, your best friend. Then they wouldn't be your best friend anymore. He said your best friend could be your enemy. You right. A lot of people married to the enemy, sleeping with the enemy, like, and they thought they gave him this title, and kind of find out, you know, because dark energy knows the close, if they can get the person closest to you, it will be the most devastating and the most potent in their mission to distract you, to get you off your task. So we got to vet people properly. We got to vet them right, okay? Vet them right. Vet people. Don't be, you know, treat your heart like a newborn baby. Would you let anybody hold your newborn baby? Start treating your heart like a newborn baby, and we'll be beginning to have the most precautions with it, you know. All right, you guys, take care. Love you.